What you see in front of you is the task view of Proxy. And this is really where the rubber meets the road, and frankly, where most users spend the majority of their time. As mentioned earlier, Proxy takes a bottom up approach to the way in which we create items within the system. By that, we mean tasks are the fundamental basic building block of Proxy. They may exist on their own, or they may be organized and grouped together into more formal workflows and projects, which translate into larger or more formal legal matters outside of the system. One of the things we heard repeatedly in researching and investigating the type of tool we wanted to create from users was that so many of them were forcing users into this rigid top-down approach where the assumption was that everything that the lawyer worked on day to day was part of some larger formal project, and that things tended to move in a linear process from top to bottom, or from left to right, or from earlier to later. And in reality, what we all know is that half or more of everything we do in any given day may be ad hoc. It needs to be recorded, it needs to be tracked, there needs to be data to report on that task, but the task itself may not relate necessarily to some larger formalized project that your organization is working on. And quite frankly, once the task is complete, it's off your plate. So Proxy is built to enable this exact type of operation, which we feel really empowers lawyers in their ability to do their work and manage their workflow in a way that conforms with or aligns with the way that they actually work day to day. At the top of the screen, you see some basic metadata here, how many tasks there are, how many are overdue, complete, or outstanding, what's due today, and whether or what breakdown of tasks are high, medium, or low importance. Below here, you see something more akin to a to-do list, where all of the tasks that the user may be tracking are visible, both in order, in a priority order, by name, due date, status, and who it's assigned to. And so looking at any one of these, you can see, for example, for this policy, it's assigned to Daniel, who's drafting, and it's due on May 19th of 2021. This allows, again, for quick and easy access, actionable information to know immediately what the status of something is, who's handling it, and where it is. We also, as I mentioned, have this high, medium, low importance indicator, which generally red, yellow, green indicates whether something is, whether a task might be important to you or the organization or your group, or less so. Due date, which is sort rankable, is a proxy, pardon the pun, for urgency. And so immediately, the tool allows you to identify tasks both by their importance or their urgency for your organization. But notwithstanding that fact, this list is fully sort rankable. And what I mean by that is you can quite literally drag and drop tasks up and down to indicate their change in your own priority. Changing priorities of tasks on your list will not affect anyone else's. So you can manage your own to-do list and your own priorities without impacting the broader organization or even your group. The other thing that we'll note is that we have included search bars both globally to the system and in each major section of the tool. We know that people find things fastest and most easily through search. And as such, we have included a smart search feature in Proxy that will sort or filter all of the tasks by anything that you type. So this has found anything with a P. But as I continue to type, the system will further filter based on anything that has POLIC, right? So it could be E for police or Y for policy. And here you see all the policies in the system. Also, you can apply filters on top of filters, allowing you to easily slice and dice very quickly information. So if I wanted to see, for example, all of the policies that Daniel is working on, I can see them quickly by simply filtering by user. And that's within or on top of the results of a search. The system also allows for quick and easy filtering by the specific workflow where tasks are in part of a formalized workflow, or, for example, by group or by tag. So if I wanted to see all of the tasks that the IP team was working on, for example, I could filter like that. And if I wanted to see anything tagged, for example, demo in the IP team, well, there's only one, but here it is. If I remove the IP team group, I can see anything that is tagged demo. Or I could choose another tag as well. For example, if I wanted the easy tag, anything that was demo and easy. So again, the idea here being that the system allows you to quickly and easily put your finger on information. At a glance, you know what you have due, you know how many are high, medium, and low, you know what your top results are, and you can reshuffle them again quickly and easily based on your own view of priority as it evolves over time. But where most people then tend to further go to work within tasks is in the task detail itself. And here you can see the detail of a task itself. This is a faux computer, email, and internet use policy. And before I get into all of this metadata at the top, I will instead actually start here towards the bottom. One of the things that we heard regularly and repeatedly in doing our market research before building Proxy and in thinking about and taking a design thinking approach to the tool is users reported that when working on legal matters, the portions of that matter that were really relevant to them were not necessarily the communications about that matter or the documents associated with that matter, or even the history or audit trail or the current status. It was all of those things, but those things were regularly spread against or across multiple systems. Email, sometimes other communication tools like Slack, document management systems, contract management systems, shared network drives, on the firm system versus your own, etc. And we wanted to put all of that together in an easy to see, easy to find source, single source. And so that's what we've done here. And what you'll see, this is this discussion thread here allows for in-app messaging. In-app messaging is simple. One can simply type a new message. This is an in-app message, and the system will allow you to submit that way in a normal IM form. This will also trigger notifications to other users with access to this task, as well as emails to any user who has turned on email notifications for that sort of action. They're a new message in the discussion. You will also see that users may respond via email. Here you see an email signature block, which indicates that these messages, including this document, was sent via email. The messages that are lighter colored and left aligned here are messages that are internal only to those users who have access to this task. And by default, Proxy was developed using privacy by design concepts. We have significant and beyond industry standard security measures, including the ability to have many different ways of setting permissions, roles, and user management, as well as access controls. Users by default will only be able to access those tasks that they create, that someone else creates and assigns to them, or that are assigned to a group that they are a member of. And some users, should you so choose, will have some other additional admin or super user access, which for purposes of this demo, I have. And here, any user with access to this task will be able to see the discussion thread and communicate in it. These messages, which are darker and right aligned, are in fact messages sent to third parties outside of this task or outside of the system altogether. So the system will allow you to communicate with others. So for example, if you're a legal team working on vendor management and you want to communicate with a supplier, you can do that both via email or using the system to identify to whom you want to communicate. And the system will allow for that change and allow you to track those messages internally and externally in again, one simple place. So you will always be able to see everything that has happened. Note that the system also does support foreign language, including Mandarin Chinese, Spanish, and whatever else you may want.